langit ka, sambahin ang ngalan mo, mapasa amin ang kaharian mo, sundin ang loob mo dito sa lupa para nang sa langit. Bigyan mo kami ngayon ng aming kakanin sa araw-araw, at patawarin mo kami sa aming mga sala, para nang magpapatawad namin sa nagkakasala sa amin, at huwag mo kaming ipahintulot sa tukso, at iadya mo kami sa lahat ng masasama.
So, ngayon po ay ang ating panibagong Open Arms episode na ang mga paraan kung paano natin i-handle ang stress and anxiety. Lalo na ako sa ganitong sitwasyon na some areas in the Philippines have been declared to have been under GCQ or General Community Quarantine. Baga, new normal na where kailangan ma-practice ang social distancing, while in other areas like Metro Manila, Calabarzon, among others. You may comment down below kung kayo ay nasa area kung saan mayroon pa rin and has community quarantine under until May 15. Ako mismo galing sa Cavite na our area is still under and has community quarantine. And dahil dyan, there are instances na pwede tayong maka-experience ng stress and anxiety, but they can be controlled. Pwede rin itong maipuksa. And now I'm going to discuss some ways kung paano nyo ito i-handle sa pinakamaayos na paraan. It's a common experience for most people. Gaya sa atin, in this situation na may global pandemic, hindi natin maiwasan na magkaroon ng mga factors that cause stress and anxiety. And there are some 70% of adults sa US that say na araw-araw sila nakaka-feel ng stress or anxiety. So now we're going to discuss several ways in order to help relieve stress and anxiety. Hopefully you will be able to follow at pwede nyo tong sundan whether sa ganitong oras or sa new normal or when everything is completely normalized. This should come in handy. First and foremost, we must all exercise. Kahit simpleng jogging lang or you follow a Zumba or dance routine, it's already considered exercise because it's one of the most important things na magagawa natin para mabawasan ng stress na ating nararamdaman. And if you do something that can make your body move or experience physical stress, ito naman ay in contrast, makakatulong sa pagbawas ng mental stress na ating nararamdaman. The second thing is there are some supplements that help in relieving stress and anxiety. One of them is lemon balm na it's a part of a mint family na matagal na akong pinag-aaralan dahil meron tong mga anti-anxiety effects. Another supplement ay ang omega-3 fatty acids that you can find sa mga isda at seafood, most notably sardines and tuna. According to a study, may mga medical students na nakaka-receive ng omega-3 supplements, and upon taking that, nabawasan ang kanilang anxiety by 20%. Ang ashwagandha naman is an herb used in Ayurvedic medicine na makakatulong sa pagbawas sa stress and anxiety. And there are several studies na makakapagpatunay kung gaano ito kabisa sa ganon. Now, some of you here take green tea regularly or at least once a day para mabawasan ang stress and anxiety. It's good that you do take green tea dahil ito ay makaka-lower ng anxiety by increasing serotonin levels. It also has polyphenol na may mga health benefits for our body. Ang valerian root naman ay mabisang what you call sleeping aid dahil may itong tranquilizing effect. Dahil sa valerianic acid nito na may kakayahang mag-alter ng gamma-aminobutyric acid or GABA receptors para ang ating anxiety ay mabawasan. Another supplement to be considered is kava-kava. It's a psychoactive member of the pepper family. It's used as sedative in the Southern Pacific, and now mas madalas itong gamitin sa Europe at sa US to treat mild stress and anxiety. There are kava-kava supplements, however, that can interact with medications or have side effects. So before you consider taking this, you have to consult your doctor para kayo ay mapanatag na you can take this safely, lalo na sa mga may medical condition. Did I say it clearly? Another way to handle stress and anxiety is, of course, to light a candle. Kapag magsisindi ka ng kandila, lalo na sa gabi, it can help reduce feelings of stress and anxiety. Here, we're going to discuss some scents na soothing or nakaka-relax. Some of which include lavender, rose, vetiver, bergamot, Roman chamomile, neroli, and frankincense. Ang pinaka-common sa mga na first mentioned ay lavender and rose. We usually don't have scented candles, pero if we can, yun ang ginagamit namin para ma-lessen ang stress and anxiety na naramdaman all throughout the day, para sa gabi ay mas relax tayo. Other scents include sandalwood, ilang-ilang, orange or orange blossom, and geranium. Some of us here engage in aromatherapy. It's in which we use scents to treat our mood. It's good for people who do aromatherapy dahil ito ay isang paraan na mabawasan ang ating anxiety at para ang ating sleeping pattern ay mag-improve. This is what I'm guilty about. And I don't know if I could do this too. Reduce the caffeine intake. Ang caffeine, when taken in high doses, can cause so anxiety. We're back. I'm just discussing about caffeine na kapag taken in high doses can actually increase anxiety. Iba-iba naman ng tolerance level ng iba't ibang tao sa caffeine. Because for some people, nagiging jittery sila or nagkakaroon ng swing sa mood or nagiging hot-headed or ganyan. They also get anxious. So if you also experience those, you have to cut back on your caffeine intake. Coffee can be healthy in moderation according to many studies, but it's not meant for everyone, because moderate amount can be considered for coffee is 5 or fewer cups. I regularly take 3 to 4 cups of coffee, and hindi ko alam if I can cut it down. And sometimes I experience this na baga I have stress and anxiety, so I'm considering cutting it down soon. Okay, so I thought the device was going crazy again, or the camera, because the tripod got shaky. Another way to reduce stress and anxiety is to write down a journal. You can write down anything that causes you stress, or anything as well kung saan ka masaya, because gratitude can relieve stress and anxiety, because it can help you focus your thoughts on anything positive in your life. Halimbawa, thankful ka na you're blessed to have a stable job, or kasama mo ang family mo dahil despite the ECQ, you spend quality time na hindi nyo nagawa before, or you got to pass your exam, ganyan. You have to be thankful and write them down on your journal. Some people do this, and ako, hindi ko na ito nagagawa. Magnguya ng chewing gum. Well, ang pagnguya ng chewing gum is a good way to relieve stress and anxiety. In case you did not know, according to a study, ang mga nagnguya ng chewing gum can develop a greater sense of well-being, and their stress levels also go down. Because pag magunguya ka kasi ng gum, yung brain natin, yung utak, ay makakaproduce ng waves na similar sa mga people na nasa relaxed state. And it also promotes blood circulation sa utak natin. Nguya ka ng nguya ng gum. You do this kung nasa plane ka, or if you're waiting for somebody else, or kung napapagod ka na just because of our current situation, you can try it to help you relax. Another recent study has shown that stress relief was greatest when people chewed more strongly. And also, you have to spend time with our friends and family, lalo-lalo na ngayon sa ganitong situation where everybody is advised to simply stay at home. It's really good to keep spending our time with our family. And I will explain why ang social support from friends and family can help us get from stressful times. Dahil kapag meron kang malakas na circle of friends, you'll have a sense of belonging and self-worth that can help you in tough times. In a study shown for women most especially, ang pag-spend ng time with friends. Am I still seeing myself? Spending time with friends and children helps release oxytocin. Ang oxytocin is a natural stress reliever. Ito ay may tend and befriend effect na complete opposite ng fight or flight response. If you got to bond with your friends and family, yung mga bata, your cousins, your pamangkin, your children, maganda tong paraan para yung stress na nasa ating system ay mawala. Friendship is beneficial for both men and women. Kapag mas kukonti naman ang social connections ng kalalakihan man or kababaihan, sila naman tong more likely na magkaroon ng symptoms of depression and anxiety. So, always stay connected with our friends and family, guys. they're important para ang stress levels natin ay bumaba. And of course, wag nating kaligtaang tumawa. Because you cannot feel any anxiety kapag tumatawa ka na. It's good for our health, and there are a few ways that it can help relieve stress, such as yung ating stress response ay may-relieve. Pati ang muscles natin marirelax, they will never feel as tense as it used to. Sa katagalan, ang ating resistensya ay may improve kapag tawa tayo ng tawa, and also ang ating mood. Magiging mas masigla tayo if we laugh as often as possible. Kaya nga may mga laughter yoga out there that can help people laugh kapag stressed sila. So, it's best to laugh all our stresses away. Sometimes it's also best to say no. I have a previous Open Arms episode na learning to say no. I have a further discussion about that. And for me, sometimes I can say no, but sometimes hindi ko mapigilan sa sarili ko na mapa-oo. But any stress trigger or stressors are within our control, but not every stressor that we come across with, because we have to take control over the parts of our lives that we can change, and yung mga stress trigger natin. Kaya minsan, it's effective na we have to say no to anything, kagaya no. Halimbawa, you've been asked to do this or do that, pero meron kang mas importanteng gagawin. What do you do? Well, kapag tumanggi ka for a very good reason, do it in a way na yung nag-alok sa yung gawin yung ganito or ganyan will understand it, and it should be good sa huli. It's not bad if we say no. Para rin to sa ating well-being. If we find ourselves taking on more than you can handle, para rin tayo yung umako ng mga responsibilities, kaya tayo na-overwhelmed. So, that's why saying no can help us reduce stress too. Sometimes it's best to be selective sa ating mga bagay na gagawin. Okay? Sometimes it can get unnecessary and makakadagdag lang to ng load sa ating isipan, emotional and physical maybe sometimes. So you have to say no para ang ating stress levels ay mabawasan. Okay? And this is something that I personally would want to improve over time. It's to avoid procrastination. Baka minsan, we cannot do anything dahil na-addict tayo sa mga games sa Facebook. Some of us are addicted sa Netflix. Some do Mobile Legends. Some do it at the same time. That's why in the process, nagpa-procrastinate tayo. We can prevent this by staying on top of our priorities at para mabawasan yung ating stress and anxiety. Because procrastination causes people to act reactively, kaya tayo nagkakram eh. I myself was guilty of this since I was in high school. I procrastinate since hindi ko magets din at first how this is supposed to work, how I should study this, how I should study that. Kaya ako procrastinate, and nag-scramble tuloy tayo to catch up. It's what we call cramming din. Kaya yung stress natin nadadagdagan, kaya yung ating health and sleep quality ay naaapektuhan. So we have to set our top priorities first para di tayo mag-procrastinate. In order to avoid procrastination, there should be a to-do list that we can keep handy para meron tayong mga bagay na kailangang i-prioritize. There should be realistic deadlines na kailangan nating maibigay sa ating sarili and work our way down the list. So, kapag meron na tayong listahan, we can do the things na kailangan nating pinaka-prioritize, and do not disturb yourself when you start doing it and until it's done. Because kapag multitasking ang ating ginagawa, or if you're used to doing one task and then you move to another, makakadagdag din yun ng stress. So even if you are accustomed to multitasking, it's best to focus on one task first na may higher priority or top priority, then you move on to the other. And then some would also decide to take a yoga class dahil ito ay isang popular method ng stress relief and exercise for the younger ones, for the Generation Z, the millennials, and the older ones. Mga nasa mga titos-titas, mga midlifers, mga seniors. Everyone in the aforementioned age groups take yoga. Marami, that is. Because there may be different yoga styles, but these have a common goal. It joins our body and mind. Kaya yung ating body and breath awareness nadadagdagan sa pamamagitan ng yoga. And there are also studies that examine the yoga's effect on mental health. It's a good mood enhancer and may even be as effective as antidepressant drugs sa pagiging treatment sa depression and anxiety. So why would you settle for antidepressant drugs? If you could find time to learn yoga and do it during your free time para yung stress and anxiety mabawasan. Those studies about yoga being as effective as antidepressants are limited, and may mga questions pa rin whether yoga is really effective in reducing stress. Generally, related naman kasi ang benefit of yoga for stress and anxiety sa effect ito sa nervous system and how we respond to stress. This is good in lowering cortisol levels, blood pressure, and heart rate, at makakapag-increase ito sa gamma-aminobutyric acid or GABA. Ito ay neurotransmitter na nababawasan kapag meron tayong mood disorders. Mindfulness is also important para ang ating stress and anxiety levels ay mabawasan. It describes practices that anchor any person to the present moment. Dahil ang pagiging mindful ay makakakombat sa anxiety-inducing effects of negative thinking. You can try several methods for increasing mindfulness, kagaya ng mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, mindfulness-based stress reduction, yoga that is already discussed before this topic, and meditation. There was a recent study in college students na nagsasabing kapag tayo may mindfulness na pinairal, it can help increase our self-esteem para yung ating anxiety and depression that some might experience ay mabawasan. While it's not yet encouraged at the moment dahil nga sa lockdown nga, many areas in the country and in the world are still under lockdown para hindi madagdagan rather ang COVID-19. Cuddling is good to reduce stress and anxiety. Sa ngayon kasi, hindi pa pwedeng magyakapan. Kumaway-kaway na lang muna to show affection. Cuddling naman, pati kissing and hugging and even sex can all help relieve stress. Dahil ang positive physical contact can help release oxytocin, How do I pronounce this? Oxytocin? Oxytocin. Oxytocin. And lower cortisol. Ito ay makakabawas ng blood pressure and heart rate na mga physical symptoms ng stress. Human beings aren't the only animals, yes, we're animals, who cuddle for stress relief. Meron din mga chimpanzees who cuddle friends na nakakaramdam ng stress. So, for those who have been to a zoo, you might have seen chimpanzees na who do cuddling to other animals kapag stressed sila. But right now, it's still discouraged. Siguro, if all is normalized, we can cuddle each other again. Kapit lang. This is also good to reduce stress. It's about listening to soothing music. There are a lot of soothing music na pwede nating mapakinggan, lalo na yung mga non-copyright sa YouTube, if we want to relieve our stress and anxiety. They have a very relaxing effect sa ating katawan. If we listen to slow-paced instrumental music, meron tayong relaxation response na may induce by helping lower blood pressure and heart rate, pati ng stress hormones. Some types of music are particularly soothing, kagaya ng classical, Celtic, Native American, and Indian music. Sometimes you can listen to your favorite alternative pop, maybe deep house, R&B, yung mga darker toned R&B, hindi yung mga party vibe. But any of that can help you reduce your stress. Any type of music you enjoy. It doesn't always have to be classical. You can also listen to your favorite type of music para ma-relax ka. There are nature sounds that can also calm us down. This is why they're often incorporated into relaxation and meditation music. Kagaya nung narinig natin yung humuhuni ang mga ibon. Ganyan, that's an example of a nature sound. Maririnig mo sila, tsaka yung hangin, yung cool breeze, yung tunog niya, para ma-relax ang ating mind. Importante rin ang paghinga na malalim. Mental stress activates our sympathetic nervous system. It signals our body na mag-fight or flight mode. Stress hormones are released kapag meron tayong ganitong reaction. Kaya ang ating physical symptoms, bumibilis ang heartbeat, tsaka we breathe more quickly, tsaka ang ating blood vessels, they get constricted. Kaya ang ating relaxation, para ma-control yan, we have to take deep breaths. Kagaya nung inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. It helps in activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Ito ay nakakapag-control sa relaxation response. Meron ding diaphragmatic breathing. Dito tayo this is where you inhale from your diaphragm. Meron ding abdominal, tsaka belly breathing and phased respiration. Ito ay may layuning makapag-focus tayo ng awareness sa ating paghinga, kaya nakakapaghinga tayo ng mas malalim at mas mabagal. It makes us breathe slower and deeper. Kapag yung ating paghinga ay sa pamamagitan ng nose at malalim pa and slow, we fully expand our lungs, tsaka yung ating belly ay lumalobo, it rises up like yung balloon. Kaya yung ating heart rate bumabagal if we take deep breaths. This makes us feel more peaceful. And it's also important na meron kayo mga pets or fur babies, as they call it, sa bahay. Dog or cat or even bird or fish. you can have them. Or even a hamster. Most common is dogs and cats. Kami naman, we have dogs, and kapag may time kami, we bond with them. Nakikipaglaro, ganyan. Having a pet can help reduce stress and improve our mood. Dahil if we interact with our pets, it can help release oxytocin. Is it pronounced right? Oxytocin is a brain chemical that promotes a positive mood. Nakakaroon tayo ng purpose sa pamamagitan ng pets. It makes us more active and magkakaroon tayo ng instant companion. It's great for us to reduce our levels of stress and anxiety. And before we end this discussion or this episode, stress and anxiety may arise sa ating workplace. Sometimes it happens at home dahil parami sa atin are working under a work from home setup. Sometimes we also experience stress sa ganyan. But it's a personal life. There are just simple ways para yung stress and pressure na nararamdaman natin ay mabawasan. Follow the tips that I have discussed para yung isipan natin ay hindi na dwell further on what causes us to get stressed. Some of these, such as exercise, mindfulness, soothing music, and physical intimacy. For the case of physical intimacy, we can do this kapag normalized na and lifted na yung lockdown. Or at least yung general community quarantine in many areas around the country and around the world. It can all work to relieve anxiety at ito rin na makakapag-improve ng ating overall work-life balance. So, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. I hope na may natutunan din kayo sa ating episode ngayon for Open Arms, which is handling stress and anxiety. If you know, thank you for watching this episode of Open Arms. You can share sa comments kung ano mga ginagawa nyo to reduce your stress and anxiety, lalo na sa ganitong situation where we're all encouraged to stay at home dahil nga sa banta ng COVID-19. Ang pinaka-importante ngayon is to keep our mind sound and free of stress, and also let's stay healthy, and kapag wala naman tayong importanteng gagawin, the best way is to stay at home. God blesses everyone and have a great day.